All right, guys, you wanted more? Here it comes. We're going to go over a few things about Drip, a few things about Animal Farm, a few things about some of the other projects you guys mentioned. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, guys, in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about Drip, talk a little bit about the Animal Farm, talk a little bit about some other projects. And I have received the feedback from you guys from my last video. I do appreciate the feedback. I will keep pushing out these videos for you guys to see, give you guys food for thought. And let me first apologize. I really appreciate all the feedback I got from you guys, but it really takes me time to actually read through everything and reply to you guys. So forgive me for the delays. If you post something out there and you don't get anything or reply from me within, a few hours, don't think I'm ignoring you. It's just a lot to go through. All right, guys, so let's start off talking about drip. Okay, now I am going to be exiting a lot of videos about drip because it's like beating a dead horse. Drip is actually in the process of its demise. There are some hopeful things that I actually heard about from my last video. Some of you guys came out, commented, or rather in a previous video that I will give a mention to in this video, and we can kind of discuss some strategies on that. But otherwise, I am going to be moving forth with the animal farm and waiting on its launch. So I'll address those things later in the video. But right now, I did get quite a few inquiries about looking into other projects. Okay. And one of the projects that came up numerous times when looking through the information is about elephant money. Okay. I know you guys are coming out, you're looking at the charts, you're seeing it go up like this, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is a very dangerous investment, people. I know when you look at this and you're seeing green and everybody buying in, you start buying in now, you are essentially going off of emotion. And I want you guys to think smarter. I don't want you guys to buy when it's at the top, because in this position right here, that's exactly what's happening to Animal Farm. And you very well may see more influencers pushing Animal Farm because of this, because they may have gotten in at this level right here. They're pushing it to you guys, so you guys buying and keep buying and keep buying. The price keeps going up. All right. But one thing I want you guys to see, because history has a wonderful way of repeating itself. When you look at the long-term view of this elephant stuff, it's been around for a while. And look at what happened back in April of last year. People started dumping here and did a huge dump here on April the 12th. Is that? Yep. Okay. Do not think that same thing is not about to happen again. They're staging you guys up to put in your money, to lock those funds in. You're not going to have enough time to get it out before these whales are going to dump on you. Think smart, people. Don't just look at this part of the chart and say, oh, I'm missing out. I know that FOMO can kick in, but this is not a good investment, people. Don't do it. That would be my recommendation. I would say stay far away from this. Don't let these influencers influence you into jumping on it so they can get paid and walk away with your money. Okay. That's all I have to say about elephant money at this point. You can either take that advice or leave it, but I really think that you should sit to the side, really contemplate what it is that you're doing, and don't think with your emotions. If you lose out here, trust me, there are plenty other opportunities in the world that you can take advantage of. Okay, this might go up a bit higher. I mean, it got up to this level last year, right? So there still may be room for growth. But the dangerous thing is you never know when somebody's going to dump. And especially when word of videos like this, where I'm sharing this type of information, get out, and they are fearing that it might not pump anymore because they can't find any more suckers, then they might just dump the price here. Okay, so I don't want you guys to be victim of that. All right. The next thing, let's talk about drip a little bit. Okay, so if you come out here to BSC scan, and I want you guys to see that there's still a lot of drip sitting on the sidelines. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just do a quick copy of all of these wallets. I'm gonna put them in a quick Excel spreadsheet. I'm just copying and pasting. I'm grabbing like the first 100, or technically this would be like the first 97 or something like that wallets. I'm just copying it. Then I'm coming here under this. I'm going to paste it. I know it's ugly, people. I'm just coming out here to get some numbers because I want to know how many drip are sitting on the top 100 wallets. And keep in mind, this is just the top 100, right? I'm going to do a sum on that. All right. So now, okay. So at this point, we are at 3.6 million. Now, yesterday, when I posted the video, we were actually over 4 million. So someone has dumped a good 400,000 drip over the course of the past, 24 to 48 hours, or whatever the case is. So you still have this type of action going on, and this continues. Now, another point I want you guys to see and understand that we see these numbers here. These are the amounts that are just sitting in people's wallets. Okay. You also have amounts that are sitting in people's faucet that they can claim. All they have to do is push that button and claim it. You're not going to see those numbers here. So for individuals like Ray, he could be sitting on numerous wallets. I'm sure he is, that he can click that button, claim it, and then it'll be sitting in his wallet for him to sell and dump. So always be aware of that as well. This money, we have 6 million sitting in the faucet, locked up in the faucet. I guess that number would kind of be in there. Then you got 7 million on Pancake Swap. All right. So I present this to you because there's an interesting project. I'm not sure who's come up with it, how they're recruiting people, or whatever the case is, but someone mentioned to me in the comments about a $200 by 2,000 member project. So we have, if you have 200 people, and I'm gonna pull up on this calculator. So if we have $200 times 2,000 people, okay, that's $400,000 we have sitting there. Okay, if we divide that by 5 cents, then that would purchase us 8 million drip. Okay, now this is a pretty significant number, especially when you compare it to all of the money that is on hold, sitting on the sidelines in wallets. And we know this is 4 million right here, just in the top 100 wallets. That's 4 million. Okay, that doesn't include all the other wallets, and that doesn't include wallets that Ray is sitting on, and certainly doesn't include the rest of the drip that's in the faucet and in Pancake Swap. Okay, so while this actually is a really valiant effort, I think that something like this could potentially help. You know, I would say don't do it now. I mean, you can get in the process of doing it now, but don't drop this money in now, because if you dropped it in now, it would just serve as exit liquidity for a lot of people. And I mean a lot of people, because not just the whales would be dumping, you'd have everybody else in the community trying to dump and pull out whatever they can as well. So I'm not sure who came up with this concept, but it is an interesting concept. And I ask that you reach out to me, post something in the comments of one of my videos, because I would love to pair a project like this up with Team Drip, because essentially this would allow us to grow a nice little bag of assets that no one person has to put in too much money. On the same At the same time, we can have members within Team Drip continue to grow in Team Drip, so everyone is building up teams under themselves, right? And we are, as the community, began creating a larger percentage of the pot, and it not being stuck in the pockets of Ray or Forex Shark or this influencer or that influencer. We as the community began taking over. So this is actually a possible solution if we can coordinate it, and if we can build our own team and following, and if we drop these funds at an undetermined time. And I say that because we don't want to advertise when funds like this will be dropped, because other people would come in, the whales would come in and try to exploit that by buying in, and then we drop it and then they sell off. Okay. So whoever came up with this concept, or whatever progress you guys are making, or even if nobody came up with the concept and the person that just commented in my video wants to do something like that, hey, this is very doable. It just has to be strategic, and it has to be timed properly, because this actually could, when I think about it, it could help restore the drip ecosystem. All right, so that's another project that I heard of that is actually could be beneficial for drip and for us as investors in drip. And I truly would be one of the ones that would be happy to donate $200 into that like that. If we can get together 2,000, a minimum of 2,000 people to invest $200 just on the side, just to bam, throw into drip and just wipe out all these other, we're essentially paying off all these other people that are currently in drip. That's technically what we will be doing. And then we will be able to start drip afresh using our own growth through Team Drip. Okay. Now, as of now, though, what do I say to you guys? Drip is still falling, and let's let it fall. And you know why I say that? In addition to this $200 times 2,000 member initiative, as the price continues to fall, we will be able to purchase and buy off even more of these assets sitting on the sidelines with less money. So we'll be able to pull in more drip and pay it off. So for the meantime, guys, just let this go, let it slide, and continue to go down. Okay. Also, for you guys that are still in drip, because the price of drip is going down, hey, there's really no need for us to be holding on to the BR34P token. So if you're sitting on some and you want to drop them, feel free to do so. This price is going down. It will probably continue to go down until we can restore drip. And by that time, the price of this may be much lower anyway. So if we want to get in and start buying on the low, we can. Or you can just hold it. I personally dumped mine because I pretty much deemed drip as dead or going dead. But this 200 2000 initiative, 200 by 2000 initiative that someone mentioned to me in the comments, is something that actually, when I consider it, could help if timed and done properly. Okay. All right. So that's all I have for other projects. That's all I have for drip. Now let me discuss a little bit about Animal Farm. And I'm going to start addressing this with some information that Drip Coach released in a video showing this drop here. So some say is BT, this BT guy or whoever. It really doesn't matter who this is. What matters is this type of activity can do damage to the ecosystem. When you have a single individual like this that's able to manipulate the price on the open market, to go in and buy, dump, manipulate the price. That is not good for us as long-term investors, neither in drip nor in animal farm. Okay. So this is an issue for the animal farm that Forex Shark really needs to look into and consider putting processes or procedures in place to protect the investor, because we're putting our money out there and we're looking to do it and to gain returns on it over the long term. We don't want anyone coming out there playing with the price. We put our money in now. 6 months from now, we have half the value of what we invested. We're not trying to go for that just because of whales want to come in. Now, I know that's part of the market. I know these guys can do whatever they want to do, but this is Forex Shark's project, right? So Forex Shark, if you so smart, like they say you are, like Ray says you are, come up with something to help protect your investors. You know, when it comes to pigs and dogs, you control that, right? I would recommend that you stop allowing that to be bought and sold anywhere else other than the native DEX, other than your own user interface. And with that, don't even let it be bought, only let it be sold. You should, if possible, I know you want to create these LPs and all this type of stuff to bring in more capital, but we can create LPs in in the non-native tokens, and use that. So essentially what I'm saying is, do not or restrict the acquisition of pigs and dogs through farming, or shall we say, providing liquidity to the animal farm. Let that be the only way people can acquire pigs or dogs. Do not allow them to buy it, and allow them to sell it through your DEX. So we can sell it for BUSD, BNB, or whatever the case is, so that we can cash out on it. However, when you open the door to let just anybody come in and purchase it and dump it, that's affecting us as investors. So I kind of throw this out there to you to give you food for thought, to see if there are things that you can do or implement. Because right now we're on this AFP and I'm thinking that that's version 2. But when we move to version 3, you may come up with a whole new token address, right? And I know you've already completed the code and everything, but you're making us wait anyway. So I think this is something that will be worthwhile waiting on. Setting up a system that cannot be so easily manipulated by people outside of the ecosystem like this. Okay. That's my suggestion to you. For you guys as in the community, I'm saying, hey, this is a red flag. Someone being able to come in and dump a couple $100,000 on it just to sell it off, buy it again, and make profits. That's not what we want. And trust me, people, when we go back, when I was talking about Animal Farm here, trust me, when these people here sold off and dumped the price, trust me, they bought back in here. So they're ready. They're very much ready when the price goes up to dump again. Okay. So we don't want this type of activity happening, if at all possible. Okay. In the animal farm. This your baby Forex Shark, so take care of it. Now, a second thing I want to talk about and discuss as far as the animal farm, we haven't gotten into version 3, but I'll get into it once it launches. But if you're not going to go with this thing that I proposed about stopping pigs and dogs from being bought and sold on the open market, then, and I also understand that with the NFTs, you actually did the NFTs so that they can be sold on the NFT sites and things like that. And that's all well, fine and cool. And you might not have to do this for dogs. but certainly restricted the pigs, because I know that dogs have the 90% tax when you first purchase it, right? But this is definitely food for thought for you, for Forex Shark, and food for the community as investors to consider. Now, I want to go to something Forex Shark had mentioned in his videos of the animal farm. Kind of rubbed me the wrong way personally. And I think when you guys hear this, it might rub you the wrong way as well, because Forex Shark seems to be only focused on getting in new investors and really could care less about his existing investors. And that's typically seemed to have been his approach from the time. He don't care about people that's already in the ecosystem because he's already locked up their capital. He cares about getting new investors. Foolish thought, because even us as existing investors, we're still sitting on capital that we could put in if we want to. I've done it, and I'm sure other people have done it as well. But guess what? We're no longer going to do it until you get your platforms together and stop allowing the exploits. All right. So with that, let's listen to what Forex Shark has to say.
Undeniable value that we've been able to show in our influencer pitch deck and video that I just showed to you, which we gave to the influencers. We've been able to secure Altcoin Daily, Coin Insider, Ivan on Tech, all the big guys, right? All the people that I still find value from, that have real communities, real buys, that recognize value and recognize a big opportunity.
All right, y'all heard that. He's looking for big influencers that have real opportunities, real values, real people with money, right? Screw us. Screw us small guys with the small channels, but our channels are growing. Screw you guys that follow our channels, that listen to the truth, because you guys are the minority right now. But guess what? I'm going to keep pumping these things out. The community is going to keep voicing their experiences with your systems. So no matter how much you push out and get these big advertisers to get their investors to invest, people are still going to have questions. They're still going to go out to YouTube and other social media platforms to check out what the deal is. And when they see my videos, the information that I put out, and when they see the people that are following me and checking out that the comments are genuine. See, these are the true comments. This is the real sentiment of people that have been in your ecosystems. So you keep on choosing to ignore us, and you're going to see how far you go with the animal farm. All right. Now, that was to Forex Shark. And to you guys, I'm going to say that there is potential I think that there is potential to make money in the animal farm. But number one, I do not want you guys investing anything in it. Let me check it out first and foremost, and I will show you if it's beneficial or not. Secondly, if you do choose to put some money in it, don't ape into it, okay? Because there's a tendency for people to come in, drop some money, everybody else comes in, because they do it before the launch date. We come in on the launch date, and then they sell off, making a profit at our expense. Okay, we don't want this. The third thing is very important. We learned this from the Drip Network. Do not sign up under any referral links unless it's your own. Okay, do not follow any of these leaders. Okay, those are the three things I want you guys in the community to do should you decide to jump in. But right now, I say don't even jump in. Allow me to jump in for you. Test it out and report back to you my findings. All right, let's see what else Forex Shark got to say, because this kind of rubbed me the wrong way too.
So we're wrapping up the final test, the final third-party test. We've done all of our in-house testing because we built all of it from the ground up with one team that I was hands-on with the whole way, and we've done all of our in-house testing. The third-party testing should fly by. It typically takes about a week for odds to come back, and as soon as they're back, we're going to do the launch date for this. We're going to do a launch date with a 4-week run-up. That way, we can have the massive marketing campaign for this that it deserves and that people want to see.
All right, that's where I got to stop. I am cool with the testing. I am cool with the third-party independent testing. That is what you should do. However, you continue to press and kick the can down the street. Every time we get closer to a date that you say is going to be launched, you're kicking it down the street. And now you're saying you're waiting for these third party tests to come back. And you say it typically takes about a week. Well, right now, we're the 13th of August. The last report you said, I think you said we were going to release the first week of September or something. And once you said it was going to be in August and back and back and back because it's ready. No, bruh. We don't need no 4-week run up. Why are you going to advertise something that doesn't even exist? You have an existing community right here, right now, that is ready to witness this quote unquote power of version 3. If it's ready, it's ready. If you get the third party testing and the audits done, it's ready. Release it. And do not give a specific date on when you're going to release it, because when you do, again, this is going to happen. People are going to come in and play and manipulate the system, and they're going to destroy it from the jump. And when this happens, nobody is going to want to come in and invest. Man, have you not learned anything from your previous foolishness? Come on now. Forget this run up. You have advertisers, your influencers in place. Good that you have secured that. Screw the advertising for a product that doesn't exist. All that hype that you're trying to build up is essentially going to crumble. And if you continue to do that, in the meantime, I'm going to be dropping some more videos talking about how and displaying how I've been burned in Animal Farm version 2, right? So you're giving me more time to share people what's really going on in the Animal Farm, all right? And I have, again, a community of followers that have been burned as well. All right, guys, I think that's all I got for you right now. So I think you got your marching orders or know what to do. You can sit back, relax, let me do some grunt work for you. I'm sure some other influencers out there that are true and trusted will be doing the same. And if you got any comments, questions, let's open this door up for discussion, particularly about drip. And if you got any questions about the animal farm, we'll get into that as well. But this 200 by 2000 concept is quite interesting. Shout out to the person that dropped this information to me. I think it was Deborah or somebody. I actually should have pulled you up, and there are tons of comments that I could have just pulled up and displayed to you guys to show you the sentiment, and I mean, just right on point. But I'll leave that for another video. And in this one, I'm going to end it because it can get a little long. All right, guys, I'll holler at you on the next one. Peace out.